Recorded Books presents Die, Respawn, Repeat, Book 2 by Silver Linings, narrated by Austin Rising. Chapter 1. One More Death. You don't really get used to death, no matter how many times you do it. I've died 13 times, and all 13 of them have hurt. The last death hurt less than usual, because I was fortunate enough to just get blasted rather than stabbed, torn apart, or crushed. This is a weird thing to think about, I know. It turns out quicken mind really is a lot better than mental acceleration. So much so that it gives me time to stare at the blade headed toward my head and ruminate, instead of engaging in my usual dodge and roll. Why not do something different this time? Barrier. I have Hexfold Barrier and Crystallized Barrier as offshoots of that skill, but considering the monster that's trying to stab me through the brain is a rank F monster, I'm not too worried about it. The mantis thing's arm clangs roughly into the barrier and deflects off of it, slamming into the dirt instead. This time, the angle is different. This time, it doesn't get stuck. It rears back with a roar, drool and spittle flying out between its mandibles and sizzling on the dirt. "Achilleos!" I call, and use temporal fragment. The bond between us resonates and springs to life, and firmament is drawn out of me into the shape of a tiny, lively little mantis person. He's been a good companion to me, for all that part of that is apparently enforced by the interface. I still have to make good on my promise to find a way to free him. This seems like a good start. Achilleos doesn't seem to think so, though. Instead of facing the mantis that's intent on killing me, he turns to me and folds his arms.
"Are you okay?"
he asks.
"That was really sudden. Aren't you worried about—"
I leap out of the way as the other mantis, the giant one trying to kill us, not that there are any other mantises around besides these two, stabs toward me. "I'm trying not to think about it," I say casually. I am worried. Mary isn't going to remember who I am. Taryn? There's a chance he will, but even then, it's only a chance. I cured him in the last loop, and he remembered, but his firmament had been stuck in one state because of what had been keeping him in a coma to begin with. Now that I've cured him, well, there's no good outcome here. If he remembers, he's destined to remember all of my loops. He'll be bound to me, in that sense. And if that's true, then he's going to be moving on without his wife. For his own sake, I almost hope he doesn't remember me. I wrench my mind away from the thought. "Maybe we should deal with the giant mantis trying to kill us first," I suggest. Achilleos gives me a scowl. It's one of his "this isn't over" scowls.
"I'm trying not to think about that, and why it looks like me,"
he grumbles.
"What do you want me to do? Fight it?"
"I've seen what you can do," I confirm. "And it's probably related to you somehow, right? Maybe if you kill it."
"Morbid,"
Achilleos says, but I notice he doesn't fight me on the matter. He agrees, I think. It's barely noticeable, but there's a resonance? Something that's reacting in the firmament Achilleos has and the firmament that's core to the mantis thing attacking us. In some way, in a lesser sense, this thing is a remnant. Same as the piece of Achilleos I found dying in the forest, the piece of him I found and connected to. It's a reminder that I still don't know exactly what these monsters are, except that they seem to be echoes drawn from the past. Achilleos leaps off of my shoulder and takes full control over his firmament. He turns into a streak of light, blasting directly toward the blade that's about to slice me in two. I don't bother to dodge. The force of his kick simultaneously shatters the blade and rips it off of the mantis.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.